Okay, thanks for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, your host, Derek Lane, for another edition of the podcast for success, the Fast Lane. All right, thanks again. Today I want to talk about a little bit about organization and clutter, how to set your mind at ease just by getting rid of clutter and recognizing it and understanding that it's there, it's in front of us, and how it's affecting us. Let me find my notes here. They're here somewhere. They're in this file. I apologize. Let me get to this. No, they're not there. Gosh, what did I do with them? I put them over here. Okay, all jokes aside, that's just where I'm going with that. See how it affects already? It's affecting you. It's already affecting you, or it's affecting me, I should say, that if I don't have everything organized and laid out properly, I can be very distracted. And did it affect you? You didn't really want to listen to me look for stuff. You didn't really want to listen to me explain why I'm not going on with the show. Because of clutter, because I was trying to multitask into doing 2 different things, probably 3 different things, but it's just not working. But anyway, I'm going to jump into this, so let's just get going. Okay, fantastic. All right, like I said, we're going to talk about a little bit about clutter and ways to get rid of it, why it's important to recognize it in your life, and how it affects you and how it affects your brain. Okay, there was a time when I had some things going on in a work project that was going on, and I found myself just being exhausted. And I really didn't understand why, because it was something that I really wanted to do until it just dawned on me one day that it's because of all of the other crap that I have to deal with, all of the other things that are in front of me that doesn't have anything to do with the project, with what I wanted to do. Get rid of this file, get rid of that file, answer this email, take that phone call. And it was, and it was holding me back from doing what I wanted. And that's why I was feeling frustrated. When you collect things, and I'm talking about mental and physical. When you collect things, and there may be a reason that you want them, that new pair of shoes, that new wall calendar, or whatever it is. But when you start to bring in so many things, and it's all around you, it's distracting. That's too many things. The reality is you made a mistake buying those things because if you haven't touched them in 6 months, or it doesn't bring any immediate value to you, that you're using, then why do you have it? Why did you buy that sport coat for once a year, and you haven't even worn it, and it's been 2 years? Okay, there's a research done. Yale University recently did a research of your brain associated with pain, and the articular cingulate cortex and the insula. Those are parts of the brain that, if you will, light up during pain. And they found that letting go of things that you feel connected to causes the same type of activity in the brain as if you were to get your finger cut or your toe stumped. Oddly enough, letting go actually causes pain. Interesting. So, be aware of how you can avoid pain, right? Avoid the stuff you don't need. Avoid the things that you don't need. Okay. There was a oh gosh, what am I thinking of? There was a billionaire that basically, had billions and what have you, and Graham Hill. And basically, they took their mansion and sold it, and now lives in a 420 square foot apartment that has just the basics of things. And what Hill stated was, I like material things as much as anybody. I studied product design at school. I'm into gadgets, clothing, and other things. But my experience shows that after a certain point, material objects have a tendency to crowd out the emotions needed, that emotional needs that they are meant to support. So, yeah, I get that. There's so many things that, I understand why people have shopping fetishes. There's an emotional need to have something new. And it's a real problem with people that don't know how to curtail or keep their shopping habits intact, and thusly causing another problem, clutter. So, what is clutter? Is it a spouse's picture on your desk? Usually not. A pad of paper and a pencil? No. But when you've got everything from 2 phones to notepad plus your computer and knickknacks and the golf ball on a tee, that it goes on and on. Okay, so let's talk about some ways that we can get rid of clutter. Okay, number one is by applying constraints. The limit of things that you buy, the limit of your apps that your phone, the people that you follow on Twitter or what have you. Just by making a conscious decision to limit these things, you can avoid the clutter trap. In physical space, and this is something I do quite a bit, and that's to use little trays and bins. On my desk right now, I've got various amounts of paperwork and things that come in that I don't automatically get to look at, but they all go into a little, I don't know what you want to call it, a little woven basket, kind of an artsy looking thing, but it holds everything. It's a nice, neat little pile. It doesn't look crappy. It doesn't distract me. And I know when it's time, when I mark my time to, pay attention to the things I need to pay attention, I know exactly where they're at, right here in this basket. Okay, so wrap things up nice and tight. Keep them from distracting you again. Take a review. Number 3, take a review of your closet, of your desk. Everything that you use on a daily basis, even your car. If you're driving your car back and forth, I've seen some people, man, their car, good gracious, it is just littered with crap, and it would absolutely drive me crazy if I had to drive. My vehicle is, and I'm not, a clean freak, by the way, but I can't stand clutter. Can't stand it. So anyway, take a review. Sell it on eBay, sell it on Craigslist. You don't know it, you don't need it, get it away. Growing up, my family growing up, I taught my children that if you want something new, you have to get rid of something old. Dad, I want this new, t-shirts for summer. I want these new pants, and okay, fine. But let me know what you're getting rid of. And we can take it to a thrift store. We can give it to charity, what have you. But let's take stock and get rid of things. That way, you're avoiding that clutter. Even on your computer, as you're desktop littered with programs, and you can't even find the basic, Google. You can't even find the basic programs because you've got a 32-inch monitor and 28 inches has got apps all over it. So get rid of some of that junk. You don't need all of that stuff. Okay, all it does is drive you crazy, and it keeps you from doing what you're doing, what you're meant to be doing. Your focus on things. If you go and you stay focused on what you're doing, you're going to get so much more done. You're going to complete your task, and then you can go on to the pleasure part of your day. Some people look at the task as the things that you got to do is the pain part. I got to do it. I got to get it done. It's painful. Some people, intermix it. They'll start out with the pleasurable things. Here I'm going to look at Twitter and Facebook and whatever, and then I'll get to work. Some people never get to work. Okay, make sure that you stay organized and prioritized. It definitely is a win-win for you. One thing that I keep in my brain is the Zen. What is that Zen saying? That accumulation is a sin. And when I first heard that, I thought that, okay, I get it. It's a material thing, but it's so much more than that. It's accumulation of thoughts that we don't need, emotions we don't need, all of the things in our brain that are garbage we don't need. That accumulation is a sin. Free your brain, free your mind, concentrate and focus on the things that propel you forward to being a better person, to living a fuller life, and you start to give back to others the same way. It's an easy concept. This episode is so easy to do. But how many people are when's the last time you decluttered your desk, your closet, your car, your garage? Not to mention your brain. All of the things that you harbor. And if you're harboring ill will, that's a killer. Let it go. Let it go and forgive people. Forgive people is a great way, and just do it out loud. If you don't want to tell the person outright, you can still forgive them in your heart and let it go, because that's decluttering your mind. It's keeping you from achieving great things. When you hold negative energy in your heart, you are putting a block up for the positive energy, for that energy that is love and light that comes to you, intelligence. I'm reminded of Ralph Waldo Emerson that said, I never wrote anything of my own volition. I was merely a great conduit to the great ethersphere. It's all out there. Harness it. But you can't harness it if you're holding on to negative. Okay? So, a short message. I hope you get this message. Keep it clean. And just that. I'm not going to drag it out. I think I made the point. So, guys, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. The podcast has been overwhelmingly increasing, the listenership, and it's because of you guys. Thank you so much, and have a great day.